So here's a big question for you. Are we actually responsible for each other? It's this constant battle, right? Our own personal ambition versus the strength we find when we stick together. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. It all starts with this one single question. Am I my brother's keeper? Just think about that. It was asked thousands of years ago, and it's still so sharp, so dismissive. It gets right to the core of a conflict that, let's be honest, we all still feel today.
Okay, so to really get the weight of that question, we've got to go all the way back to where it came from. We're talking about the story of two brothers, Cain and Abel. And this story, man, it's like the original blueprint for this huge fundamental conflict that lives in all of us.
As the story goes, Cain gets completely consumed by jealousy, and he does something horrific. He kills his brother. Now, when he's confronted about it, what does he say? He hits back with that famous question. But here's the thing. He's not actually looking for an answer. He's deflecting. It's basically the ancient way of saying, hey, not my problem. That question wasn't born from some high-minded principle. It was born from guilt.
But the whole idea that question is pushing back against is, well, it's this incredibly powerful concept of being a brother's keeper. And what does that really mean? It means we are responsible for each other. Simple as that. We have a duty to watch out for others, to help keep them safe, and to help them stay on the right path. That is the ideal we're meant to be striving for. So, if that's the ideal, why is it so darn hard? I mean, seriously, why have we struggled since, like the beginning of time, to put the we before the me? Let's just call it what it is, the me-first fallacy.
And if you dig down right at the core of that struggle, there's this fear we all have, right? Do we actually lose something when we help someone else? Does it come at a personal cost? Do we, weaken ourselves by lifting other people up? It really boils down to two completely different ways of looking at the world. You've got the me mindset, which is all about scarcity and ego. It's that voice that says, hey, if I give you some of my pie, I'll have less pie. It's your gain is my loss. But then you've got the we mindset, and that's totally different. It gets that our strength is actually multiplied when we help each other out. It's rooted in things like kindness, generosity, and just care.
Okay, so there's a really powerful story that's basically the perfect antidote to that whole me-first way of thinking. It's an old fable from Aesop, and man, it has such a timeless lesson about where our real strength comes from.
The fable is super simple, but it really hits home. You've got this father, and he's just sick and tired of his sons bickering all the time. So he gathers them up for a little test. He gives them a bundle of sticks, all tied together, and says, okay, break it. And they really try, but there's no way. Together, the sticks are just unbreakable. So then, the father unties the bundle, hands each son just one single stick, and, well, you can guess what happens. Snap! They break them easy as can be. And right there, that's the lesson. It's so clear. The father tells them, look, if you guys stick together, if you're united, you will be just like that bundle of sticks. Unbreakable. But if you stay divided, you're going to be as weak as those single sticks easily snapped in two. It just goes to show there is immense strength in unity.
But what happens when we ignore that lesson? What's the real price we pay for just pure, unchecked ambition? Well, there's an old allegory from Masonic lore that gives us a pretty chilling answer.
In this story, evil isn't just an idea, it's personified by three characters: ignorance, falsehood, and ambition. Now, ignorance and falsehood, they're bad news for sure, but it's ambition that's painted as the real ringleader, the most destructive of the three, because it uses the other two to get what it wants.
And what was their motivation? Pure, unadulterated ego. They wanted power, they wanted glory, stuff they hadn't earned and flat out didn't deserve. The only thing that mattered was what they wanted, and they were willing to do literally anything to get it, even kill. So how did that work out for them? All that selfish ambition, what did it get them? Did they get power and glory? Nope, they got nothing. Honored titles? Not a chance. They got disgrace. A life of privilege? How about a life on the run? Which ended, by the way, with some pretty gruesome deaths. In the end, their ego didn't build them up, it destroyed absolutely everything, including themselves.
Okay, so if selfish ambition is that destructive, then clearly we need to flip the script on what we think power and influence are all about. I mean, what if? What if a true leader is actually a servant?
And hey, this is not some brand new idea. If you go back to the Bible, you see another story about ambition, this time with Jesus' own disciples. They're actually arguing with each other about who's going to get the best seats, the the most honored spots in the kingdom. They were totally looking at leadership like it was some kind of prize to be won.
But they had it completely backwards. Jesus had to explain to them that true leadership has nothing to do with honor or rank. It's about service. A leader's job isn't to stand over people and rule them. It's to get down in the trenches with them, to assist them, to help them learn and grow.
So you see the two different views. The common view says leadership is a privilege, but the servant view, it says leadership is a responsibility. I love the sports team analogy for this. Think about it. A truly great captain isn't just the one who scores the most goals. They're the one who makes the whole team better, who creates opportunities for everyone to succeed. Their goal isn't personal glory, it's the team's win.
And this quote right here just nails it. My struggles are your struggles and yours are mine. We must be one to best survive in this world. That is the absolute essence of being a brother's keeper. It's understanding that we're all connected, Our fates are intertwined. Your win is my win, your struggle is my struggle. We are, without a doubt, stronger together, just like that bundle of sticks.
And that brings us right back to where we started. So many of us, in so many different parts of our lives, make a promise to look out for each other. We say we'll be our brother's keeper. So the real question, the one we have to leave with, is a personal one. Are we actually living up to that promise?